You cannot place utility in a spot where there's a potential of a threat. A potential of a threat is identified on your minimap as a place that your current teammates are not currently watching. This is the most important lesson that iron, bronze, silver, and gold players must learn. It's understanding where the threat comes from. So if we're going through here, this entire space right now is potential of a threat. You actually cannot afford to have your knife out here because these random kids at your rank, remember, this is like a glorified death match. They're going to be all over the place, right? And there's some coaches that will disagree and say, no, you should knife out and move as fast as you possibly can. I'm going to say, leave less up to the imagination here and make sure you're able to shoot back, okay? So I would take your gun out here because this entire time you just walk past here, someone could have pushed through mid. Remember, it's a death match at this rank. The next piece right here, you have your knife out, you're dead from the long. Okay, that's 2 times. You might be dead from window 3 times. You pull out your utility, you're dead from short. You put this down, oh, you're dead from the corner. You're dead from long. You're dead from short. You've died 7 times already. Okay, you're still dying. Your knife is out. Your knife is out. Threat area. You're dead from here. You're dead from the left corner. You're dead from the right corner. You're dead from heaven. You're dead from CT. You're dead from backside. How many times have you died so far?
At least 15.
Yeah, I've lost count, right? You're still dying. You're still dying, by the way, right? So it's very important for you to understand that this rank, oh, by the way, you're dead with utility out. Wow, amazing. Can we get a prediction clip for the chat for that one? Right? It's very important at these ranks to understand where's the threat coming from. If your teammates are not there covering it, assume the worst, period. Hello, my name is Worthy, a professional Valorant coach. If you're looking to climb the ranks and improve your overall gameplay, you definitely want to leave a like and a sub. Also, if you comment your Discord name in the comment section below, once per month, I choose 1 lucky commenter to win a free one-on-one session. Best of luck and enjoy the video. Now, one of the issues that lower ranked players struggle with is understanding the offside line, okay? The offside line is a theory in which the defenders cannot pass this invisible line. They can't go anywhere past this invisible line. It's like a rule. It's like, if you go here, you're offside, you're a bad person, you shouldn't do that. This couldn't be any more wrong from the truth, couldn't be any further from the truth. We don't have to play within this invisible rule, and neither does the enemy team. When you get to this position right here, and you're throwing the alarm bot down, and you're exposing yourself to this threat angle, and this threat angle, there's a very real possibility that this jet could have pushed up. Think about it from their perspective. When you were running up C here, and you got spotted, and Harbor saw a whole bunch, and they saw you going into here, we know the quality of comms are low, right? Altogether. What do you think Harbor's communicating to his team when he sees that?
Everyone's in C long, so maybe it could give one of the the idea to flank on us.
You're gonna hear there's a lot here C, or everyone's C long, exactly, or they're rushing C, right?
Yeah.
So here's the thing, most people in your rank, if it's the jet, is gonna start here, which is dumb, and they're gonna start rotating all the way out. In higher ranks, they're gonna start pushing out here to start setting up flanks. They might even set themselves in this corner. And wait for someone to push through, for example. So there's a very real possibility that when you get to this position here, you're exposed to threats. You're exposed to many threats. Giving them sight for no value right now.
Right, because they're getting the crowd up on right before where my molly is going. So at that point, after it ends, they can just push in.
And you know what's funny
is
that
what they do.
Yeah, and you know what's funny is that when you don't challenge for space early on, they keep all their utility for free. And then when they attack the site, they throw their utility onto you. So now you're like, well, there's nothing I can do, right?
What side are they pushing?
A.
The fact that you were able to get this is because they made a mistake. Do you know what mistake they were making here? It's the same thing that I told you about with planting the bomb. Remember? How do you know when you can plant the bomb?
When you have full site control.
When you have site control. How do you know if you have full site control?
When your entire team is there and you have everybody watching and
you remember the 2 rules I told you.
When you have at least 2 down as well.
2 down on site or back lane control.
Right.
Okay. Do they have back lane control right now? Do they have a sight line in the CT?
Absolutely not. She actually cut them off from it with that wall.
Yeah. Do they have 2 kills on site?
Did you not?
Okay. So watch what's going to happen.
What side are they pushing?
Free kill. 2 free kills, in fact. And there's a planter.
A.
You can swing right now. Oh, easy site hold, right? Because they didn't have bomb site control, and they went for the plant right away. Remember how we talked about how you have that problem? They have that problem too. No comment on that one. Okay, so this buy can be a little iffy. Why not buy a sheriff here? I know what the answer is going to be.
I hate the sheriff.
Why?
I passionately dislike that gun.
Why?
Because I have such an issue with the recoil animation that it does. I can't look past it, and it will more often than not throw off my shot.
Well,
I can't use it.
I have bad news for you. This is a you problem, and it needs to be fixed.
It is a me problem.
And it needs to be fixed because the sheriff is the most important weapon in the game to learn. Okay? So unfortunately, I'm going to assign you homework. It's going to be to play death matches with the sheriff. And I know this is going to suck a lot because you're going to get killed from long range a lot. You'll hit a 1 tap and you'll be like, oh my god, amazing, I hit the tap. But I can't kill him because it's long range. That's very important because when you're in deathmatch, you want to position yourself in the ideal range so you get a 1 tap. This is a very important drill for you. So if you peek someone at long range, you have to run away from the fight.
Right.
Find the closer fights, right? Path yourself a certain way. Because when you're playing in this moment here, it's the exact same thing as if you were playing in a deathmatch against people who have full armor and they have vandals. What's going to end up happening is if you have a sheriff, you got to position yourself properly to get into that 1 tap range. That 1 bullet, you don't even have to worry about the recoil at that point, will end up hitting that head once. Okay, we'll talk about the recoil itself and how to deal with it in a second. Okay, so positioning is very important in deathmatch with the sheriff. Okay, the reason why the sheriff is so important is that you can win rounds, get some nice frags with the Phantom and Vandal. The Phantom and Vandal will score you frags, but the sheriff will win you championships. How well you perform on your eco rounds will drastically shift the overall result of the game. There's been so many high-level players that have thrifted rounds based on a really good sheriff because you have that 1-shot potential when you're in the right position. Okay, so unfortunately, if you want to play this game and get to a higher rank, the sheriff is a must, and you must DM with it. I'm gonna say at least 3 games a day is what your homework is going to be with the sheriff until it becomes so freaking natural to you. If you get good with the sheriff, you get good with every gun. Okay, so it translates because your crosshair placement is going to be better. Your timing of aim and everything like that is going to be so important.
The fear is really sad.
Holy crap, eh? Let's talk about trading. This is actually bringing us back to round number 1, but we're going to take things a little bit further here. When you are trading with a teammate, it's very important to understand that if you're the second person in, you need to stay calm. You have to hit your first shot. Those are 2 things that are mandatory. Because the thing is that this Sage is depending on you to get value on her death. Otherwise, her death is in vain. Okay?
Right.
So when she goes in like this, you must take your time and make sure you hit the first shot. You did. Good job. Okay? The second and third, not so great. You started freaking out. So your mentality here was, your eyes went wide again. You weren't ready for it. You got surprised. You have to be... You're baiting, right? You're baiting Misha here. You need to make sure that you get value on it. Now here's the mentality. Whenever you're with someone, take your time and ensure the first shot is hit. And think of it like this. If this Silva were to kill you, she should also have the same mentality because one of you is going to get that trade. But what ends up happening is if you get into a state of panic in these moments, this will happen. Right. And now you have no value and you lost 2 people to it. Okay? So staying calm and knowing that this Silva can only kill one of us at a time, unless we position it correctly. But can only kill us 1 at a time. You have all the time in the world to hit the first.
You are now listening to
Fair enough.
Strawberry Station.